Hey guys, it's Bo with Music in Minnesota, and we are here with the indie rockers, Josh and Brady from Step Rockets. We are sitting down here at Washington Square. This is a pretty awesome place, actually.
It's one of the many bars and restaurants that we frequent as a band.
Cool. So you guys have been around for a couple of years, but you are just now starting to get some real recognition off that new album you released. Was it Future Nature? Yeah. Okay, so you want to talk a little bit about that? Does that feel a little strange? Does it feel like well deserved that you guys have put so much effort into it? Now it's finally paying off.
Well, it's always fun to get attention, when you're putting a lot of time and energy into something. So yeah, I think it's well deserved. We've worked really hard to get to where we're at. So to have people reacting to our art and interacting with us online or at our shows is what we're doing it for.
Yeah, absolutely.
We continue to keep working. I think that a lot of people, when they see a band get some success or some recognition, they think it's an overnight thing. All of a sudden they didn't hear about a band and then they do. But every band that you see get recognition or an artist, they've been working for a long time before you ever heard about it. So I think that's for every artist that we know or heard about.
Exactly. There's that quote I really like that said something about how it takes like, what is it, 10 years to be an overnight success?
Oh yeah, 10,000 hours, kind of thing.
10,000, yeah, exactly. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, definitely, it's true. You just got to keep working and honing your craft, and eventually, when you do have that recognition or crossing a threshold, that's a blossom of the amount of time you put into it previously.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So that album Future Nature, that was recorded at Humans Win Studios, right?
That's right.
Okay. Shout out to Humans Win. I've done some work there. Their album sounds great, so if you're an artist and you're watching this, check it out.
Yeah,
Lance did a lot of work on the album. We do a lot of the production at home, and then Lance would do a lot of drums and mixing and finishing.
Cool. Your song Kisser, right?
Yes.
That's been picked up. I mean, you put it on Spotify and it was picked up by one of their people, and they put it on a playlist, right?
Yeah. Even before that, Josh and I and the whole band were in the Boundary Waters when we put the song out, and I think the first really big blog that picked it up was Indie Shuffle, and then it went on Hype Machine, and then it went number 1 on Hype Machine. So by the time we got out of the Boundary Waters, the song had been accumulating many plays.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Spotify, I think, kind of happened later. Yeah, I had more plays on SoundCloud first. It's been a dream come true. We put out a lot of songs over the years, and that one just kind of took on a life of its own.
Yeah, exactly. That's got to be such an interesting feeling. Like you guys. So for those who don't know, the Boundary Waters is like kind of a nature getaway in a way, right? Like you go camping, you're cut off from all sort of electronics. You don't have service. And so it's kind of fun that you got to like escape from there and be like, whoa, all this hype.
We didn't know what was going on until we got home, and it was really a big surprise when we got our cell phones. Yeah.
That is so cool. Notifications probably.
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, they had like 80 plus emails.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that was it's kind of the thing you're waiting for as a little kid. You always dream you'll open up your mailbox and have some cool email. We had a little bit of that, so that was cool.
That was very cool, yeah. So I also noticed the music video for Kisser was filmed at the Sea Life Aquarium at the Mall of America.
Yeah.
That is
at the time we were doing a lot of our artwork was with jellyfish, so then we reached out to Sea Life to see if we could do a video in their jellyfish section, and it ended up all working out really well. And I think the video for our first video like that, I think it turned out really well.
Yeah. How long did it take you to record the album? Like the writing process and everything?
Well, it was kind of strange because when we started the band, we just decided that we were going to put out singles and not put out an EP or an album and just wait on that. So we put out our first single, and it got some buzz. It was called If You Tried. It was kind of this like folky, trippy thing. And then we put out Kiss Her Second, and then that blew up, as we mentioned. So everybody's like, do you have an album ready? Do you have an album ready? And we'd only had 2 songs out. So we really wanted to take our time to write as much material as we could. In the meantime, we kept putting out singles. We were such a young band at the time that we wanted to create some time and some space for us to find our sound and find out, the strengths and weaknesses of the band. Because, like you said, we've been playing as Step Rockets for that long. So a lot of that was with Lance. A lot of that was at home in our home studios and just writing as much stuff as we can. I think it probably takes 10 songs to get a good one. You have to write 10 songs to write a good one. It's just like going to school, writing an essay or writing a story. You have to proofread it. You can rewrite parts and sections and make things better. So that's kind of the craft we were working on. Because we started at kind of an indie level and then found ourselves in like a national spotlight. So we're like, we need to get our thing together, and wanted to put our best foot forward. So how long? Like 2 or 3 years.
Oh wow.
But everybody's first album, we have their whole life to make.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of times bands have like a really great first album, but their second album, the song will slump. Yeah. It's because they get into a cycle where they're pressured by their label or by the fans to put out more material, and then they just kind of whip something together.
Exactly.
So we try to avoid that pressure from the industry and from people telling us what to do. Got a lot of emails, as you can imagine. So yeah, it was just kind of time to turn on what people were saying and kind of get inspired.
Yeah. Did it take some time to come up with the name Step Rockets, or where did that come from?
That came from the whole band is very democratic in the things that we choose to do. But Step Rockets came from Josh. We all put our names in a hat. Josh had Step Rockets. And we ended up picking them. You can talk more about the
There's a lot of
history of
cool
that.
names in the hat, but I think Step Rockets was just kind of classic. It's kind of like the Eagles or the Smashing Pumpkins or something like that.
And nobody had taken it before.
That
which
was a
is
big
the
That was a big thing. It was easy to spell.
Yep.
It was easy to remember, and no one had the domain. When you search Step Rockets on Google, and nothing came up,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
That really helped.
It did help a lot. We immediately got the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, no problem, right? So that's huge. That's really hard to find.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had an avatar when I was a young guy. We just starting up for chat rooms or whatever back in the day. That was my avatar, and I just always thought that was a cool band. It's actually in the dictionary. It's a word.
It is a
Step
word.
Rockets is one word.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, it means a rocket that discards its used charges as it jettisons into new territory. So the space shuttle is a step rocket, and we thought that was a cool metaphor for leaving the used charge behind. Yeah, leaving the used material behind and
Going forward.
always going into a new thing. Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Yeah. We got luck. It was a lot of luck.
Yeah.
It's a lot of luck. Yeah.
One thing that's popular now is the political situation that's going on right now with the election. Are you guys pro one side or the other? Or I'd like to know your opinion on what's happening.
My favorite quote is Bill Hicks, where he says, the American political system's like this. I like this puppet on this side. I think I like this puppet is more to my liking on this side. So, and both of those puppets are being, paraphrasing obviously, both those puppets are being controlled by the same person behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And I think we have a long way to go. There's a lot of trouble going on in our political system and our culture right now. I think the world that we set up for ourselves after World War II is slowly becoming obsolete. So I think it's time for out with the old, in with the new. We gotta get some new ideas. Step Rocket. We gotta get some new ideas in there.
I think if there's one thing that I believe in is in the power of humanity. So if there isn't a candidate that is supporting the greatness that humanity can do and the power that people can have by uniting. If there's somebody trying to divide things, that is a weakness in what we're trying to accomplish as a people.
Yeah, unfortunately, both the Democrats and Republicans are. The system is built to divide people and categorize people into, genres and subsections of our culture so that they can be divided and conquered. It's all just a bunch of bullshit. A lot of the times you just have to turn off the TV and look outside and talk to your neighbors.
Ask yourself.
Yeah, I find when I ask myself what the truth is, I get a lot better answer than when I ask the television or a politician. I think you need to find what's true for yourself and then go with that.
That's an excellent answer. I agree with you.
Yeah. Sign up, vote.
Yeah, you gotta vote. It doesn't matter. You have to vote with what you believe in, and not play the game.
Not what your parents say.
Yeah.
Not what your neighbors say. Go read some articles. Get some information and make a decision.
If there was one thing that you could tell your younger self, some piece of advice, what would that be?
Anthony's dad just gave me a piece of advice the other night with the band, and I think it's just to have patience because change happens very slowly. Sometimes it's frustratingly slow, but it does happen. Sometimes it takes a little while. So that doesn't mean we should be complacent, but we also need that patience as well.
If I could tell my younger self anything, it would be to keep working. Keep working on your craft.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening to our interview today. You can check out Future Nature EP on iTunes or Spotify. And you are listening to
Music in Minnesota.